Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss about verbs, and especially I would like to tell you about causative verbs because uh, you must have heard of transitive, intransitive, helping verb, main verb, but there is one form of structure, and that is very important structure, and that is causative verbs. Now the question arises, what is causative verbs? Now causative, as you if you just break this word, causative verb, that is one verb which is causing the reason to work, to do some action. Or in other words, when the work is not being done by subject, normally the verb is performed by subject. But in this case, the subject is not performing the action, rather it is causing someone else to do the action or verb. Or we can say that there is little bit of force also which is involved, and for this force this causative verb is used. Now as we come to know that this is the verb where some sort of pressure or persuasion is there, and this is used in four forms. There are two types of causative verbs which generally which are, I would say, there are four causative verbs which can be subdivided into two categories, and group A is get and have, and group B is make and cause, or we can say we also use let for this causative verb. Now in causative verb, active voice and passive voice, in both the voices we can use this get and have as a causative verb. I make it more clear by describing it that get, first of all, let us take get. The meaning of get is to get something or to achieve something. But if we use it as a causative verb, it means we are using some sort of force, or we are persuading the person to do this action. I got the servant to clean the floor. Now, this is the active voice of a sentence. Here, we are persuading the servant to clean the force. And who is the subject? I. Got the servant. Now but actually the person who is performing the action is the servant. So I got, here got is causative verb. So I got the servant to clean the floor. The formula is subject plus causative verb plus one who is doer plus infinitive form of main verb plus object. Now I repeat this. Let us go back to the sentence. I got the servant to clean the floor. So the formula is I is a subject. Since there are two verbs and the first verb as itself, it is not the main verb, it is the causative verb. So I got, I subject plus causative verb plus doer. Now when it is a causative verb, definitely the doer is someone else. So I got the servant. Now servant is a doer plus it is always used with the infinitive. So to. Now we all know that with infinitive the first form of verb is used. So to clean the floor. Floor is an object. So the formula for active voice sentences is, I repeat, subject plus causative verb plus doer plus infinitive form of main verb and plus object. Now there is a slight change if a sentence is in passive voice. Here causative verb plus object plus third form of main verb plus by plus doer. Now example is Renu, first sentence is Renu asked her mother to prepare the breakfast. This is a simple sentence. But if we make it a causative verb and the sentence is an active voice, we say Renu got her mother to prepare the breakfast. In passive voice, Renu got the breakfast prepared by her mother. So I think it is clear. Subject plus causative verb plus third form of main verb plus by plus doer. That is, since it is in passive voice, the form is like that. I give you one more example. The teacher has ordered the boy to sign the paper. Now, if you write it in active voice, how shall we write? The teacher has got the boy to sign the paper. If it is in passive voice, the teacher has got the paper signed by the boy. So I think it is clear. Now let's come to another causative verb, and that is have. We were talking about get. Now let us see how we use have. Have means which shows that you're possessing something or you are keeping it with yourself. But in causative verb, again it is that you are employing someone or you are deputing someone to do the work. So in active voice, when we use have, it is used as a causative verb, and in that case we do not use infinitive. So the formula for active voice is subject plus have plus doer plus first form of main verb plus object. So let us see the example. Simple sentences, I asked my brother to paint the picture. Now, if you are writing it in active voice, how would you write it? I have my brother paint the picture. So, one thing which is to be kept in mind is that if you are using have as a causative verb, you do not use to. Though you use first form of the main verb, but you do not use to. So, I have my brother paint the picture. In passive voice, I have the picture painted by my brother. He employed the laborer to clean the garden. Now since it is employed, it is in past tense, so the causative form also changes, and instead of have, it becomes had. So he had the laborer clean the ground. In passive voice, we would say he had the garden cleansed by the laborer. So I hope it is clear to you that the formula is for passive voice, subject plus have plus object plus third form of main verb plus by and doer. And in active voice, subject plus have plus doer, but we omit to plus first form of verb and object. Now let us come to group B, and in group B also there are two positive verbs. So in my next lecture I would be talking about it. I hope it is clear. Just to give in a nutshell, if we summarize what I told you today is that causative verb is different from the main verb, because causative verb is when you persuade someone, when you pursue someone to do the work. It is actually, the subject is not performing the action, but rather it is performed by some doer. And there are two categories of causative verbs. And first category, as I already told you, get and have. And in next part of my lecture, we shall discuss about the second category. I hope you understood it. Thank you so much for giving me a patient listening, and bye bye. I shall see you again.